right, getting settled down here. All right. We're going to get this going, going to get it going. Hey, good morning, everyone. Just want to tune in, coming in live from Planet Jones, where I make my own decisions, kind of like Bobby Brown. It's my prerogative. It's your prerogative. You can do whatever you want to do. Good morning, Mimi. How's it going over there down in sunny Orlando? How's the weather down there? I'm missing it, but I'll be back down there soon. So that being said, the title here is, who else wants to raise money in their communities and help eradicate poverty in your town, right? So what are we doing? What is going on here? Why is everybody in my group excited about the opportunities? Why do they have a clear path, a clear vision now to coming up out of their situation, from being able to walk away from a job, me showing them how to become an expert in what it is that they do, showing them how to lay down their body of work so that they can actually pull together their own, what we call tribe, right? Everyone has special gifts, special innate abilities about them, and you have people that will relate to you on many different levels. So how do you harness the power of the law of attraction? Well, there's some steps that you have to do, and it's taken me years to learn it, but I'm now able to actually create the life of my design on demand. I know how to create things instantly now, and it wasn't something that was easy to come by. But here's the thing: the omens were always around me. They were always around me, just like they're always around you. If you look at it, just say hi this morning. You don't have to be a stranger. I don't care if you're a hater. If you want to say something negative, put it down. Also, we can have discussions about your negative energy, and how you always, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So, hey, what's up there, Jennifer? So, every single morning I just wake up with this feeling of expectancy, right? I wake up with this feeling of knowing that the plan that I've laid out, and it is a plan. It is a plan that I've laid out to actually not just help myself, but to help others along the way. And that's something that I am definitely proud about. So with that being said, good morning, Jennifer. With that being said, good morning, Mimi. I think I said that right. Yeah. Sometimes, like me, I gotta write stuff down. I forget what happens sometimes. And, I want to address that. I'm going to come back to what I just said too, right? And I think that this is going to really bless some people. And I'm just jotting it down now, because when you get old, you start forgetting stuff and you got to write it down. But I'm not old. I know that. I'm vintage. I'm a fine wine. I know it. I really, really know it. But yeah, with that being said, we talked about raising money in the community. Guys, there's a specific way that you do this. There's a specific way that you have to be set up with a company, and you have to have a good team around you. I remember I want to say over 10 years ago now, a guy came to my real estate club and he was talking about the stuff that I talk about now, the community development. And he had a team around him, and they knew how to go and get the money. And I was like, man, that is hot. How do I do that? I didn't want to be some regular investor, Joe the plumber. I didn't want to be none of those guys. I wanted to be the dude that was doing the community development projects. I wanted to be that dude that was telling me that he was tapping into government money. And I was like, wow, how do you do that? How do you do that? But they wouldn't tell us. They wouldn't tell us. They didn't want to let the cat out the bag. And so I had to settle for being Joe the plumber, trying to fight and figure it out and claw, and deal with the 40 investors at a time. And I didn't have the experience. So now I knowing what I know now, 10, 15 years later, I see why I lost those deals, because this is the thing. We only know what we know. You only know what you know. Sometimes this is my circle of trust. Sometimes this is my circle of awareness, right? So it just depends on who I'm talking to at the time. Right? So we have to understand that no matter what we think we know, no matter how much we think we know, it's still only in this little circle. Or with most of you, it's in a little box. Right? It's in a little box. So you have to get outside that little box. And listen, I can't stay inside of a box, man. That's just not who I am. Man, I'm going to be in a box when I die, for I don't know how long. But for life, while I'm living, I'm not in no box. I'm sorry. I can't be in a box. I'm going to be in a box long enough when my eyes close for good, or at least the body, right? So, with that being said, there were many people who reached out that were saying that, hey, they felt bad for the people down in Columbus, Georgia, and the apartment building that we've taken over, and people want to make a difference. And I believe that, because I believe that we're givers by nature. All of us, we're givers by nature. So I'm actually today, by the end of today, there will be a site set up for people who want to make donations. And let me just make this crystal clear. I have a nonprofit organization. Real nonprofit. You can go look it up with the IRS. You can go look it up with, the state. You can look it up with whoever you want to look it up with. But I have a real life nonprofit that's no different than any of these guys who have churches, no different than someone who has a woman's shelter, no different than Habitat for Humanity. Real life nonprofit. So through that nonprofit, this is how I make a difference. I make a difference by collecting funds, being a community organizer, hosting galas, secret auctions, and whatever ideas come to my head. So with that being said, if you are interested in doing something in your community, we're going to put a page up, and this is for this particular project that, it would be great to be able to have funds coming in to buy shoes for the kids, or to buy food, or to, Pampers, whatever the case may be, while we're going through this, because there's a period that you have to go through to actually get access to the money that's allocated to the cities, that's allocated to the states. So while I'm here now, I'll be back in Atlanta towards the end of the month. But while I'm here, it doesn't stop. Like, I have a team. I have Marcus. I have Latoya, who's going to be leading, Joshua, and our new people who've just come into the group. So there's going to be something for everyone to do. And I want you to understand that, the things that I'm doing, I understand that I'm blessed to be a blessing to other people. And sometimes we get so caught up into the show, right? When I say show, I mean the people that are actually doing things. Like, because in every group that you have, you're always going to have the cream that rises to the top. And typically what happens with that organization, or it could be a sports team or a live band or whatever, but let's just take a sports team. Let's take something like basketball, where you had your Kobe Bryant or your LeBron James, your Michael Jordan, right? And they're so good at what they do, and it comes naturally. It just comes naturally, like leaders lead, winners win, right? It comes so naturally that just by them doing what comes to them naturally, other people stop and stare. People on your own team will stop and stare at your greatness. And that can slow some things down, because now people are in shock and awe and in amazement looking at the superstar, saying, wow, I appreciate them, I admire them. But what you got to understand is that after the superstar scores, after he dunks, he's running back down to the court, the other end of the court, to play defense. And the other people are still looking at him and watching him. And he runs right by them to go back and start playing defense. Then he makes a steal, and he throws it to the guy who's already by the other basket because he's just watching. I don't want that to be you. I don't want you to just watch. I want you to understand that you have greatness inside of you. I want you to understand that whatever it is that you're looking for, it's looking for you. So you don't have to be trapped. You don't have to be stuck in a position, in a situation that you don't want to be in. Matter of fact, Jennifer put an awesome post out on Facebook yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, about settling. And do yourself a favor. Go check it out. It's on my page, but you can just go to Jennifer West Granahan and subscribe to her page also. And we have a whole bunch of people that are coming through that are on my team that's going to be doing the same thing, laying down their body of work. And anything that you see me do, just check it out. I mean, forget about your personal thoughts. Just check it out because success leaves clues, right? You didn't make it in here or you don't like me for whatever reason. Check out the things that I'm helping other people do. Because at the end of the day, I could care less if you like me or not. I'm built for this. I'm Jones tough, all right? I'm Jones strong. So look at the things. If you don't like me or believe me, look at the works of the people that are around me. Now I'm telling you, there's some talented people already without me. But I'm just here to push them along a little bit. Hey, I've been down that road already. Turn left. It works out better for you. All right? So with that being said, how do you do this? How do you raise money in a community? It could be your community, a community that you've never even been to before. How do you do these things? You know, I've spoken to a lot of people, you know, that have told me real estate's not for them. But what you have to understand is it may not have been for you as a landlord, right? Because maybe you didn't know what you were doing and you messed it all up. But once again, is it possible that there's some things that are floating around, right? Floating around outside of your circle of awareness? Absolutely. I already know it. Is there stuff floating around outside of my circle of awareness? Absolutely. No matter how big my circle of awareness expands, there's still so much more on the outside. There's still so much more that I can learn from the next person. Good morning, Mary. There's still so much more that I can learn from the next person. So, even for the person that says real estate is not for me, I want you to understand that there's different levels. There's different levels, guys. And what you learned or what you quit at or what you failed at on the bottom level is not all that real estate is. See, we have to understand that God's not making any more land. Not making any more land. So to say that you don't want to get into something that you don't fully understand, which will provide not only you a great life, but it will provide the opportunity for you to make the change that you say that you want, and you can be in control of it. You can have your ideas. Hey, let's do it like this. Hey, you can have people take you seriously. Wow, you're into community redevelopment. Wow, that says a lot about you. You're not Joe Investor, that Joe Shark investor that just wants to kick people out of their homes and so you can make a profit. Well, on the flip side of that is me, the redeveloper, the real estate developer that says, let me go into communities to fix up these blighted properties, right? I'm not trying to kick people out. I'm trying to build so that I can put people in and give them a better lifestyle. That's what this is all about. So now during the what you got to understand is, you see, number one, don't judge people, right? You don't judge people, because you never know what they're going through. You never know what something that you think is bad that they did. Well, what if the universe said, I had to test you, and I had to make sure that you went through this, that I had to make sure that everything you said you wanted, that you could handle? Is it possible that that's outside of your circle of awareness? Is it possible that it's not a devil, but it's the universe saying, you know what? If you want this, I need to test you, because I need to make sure that you're battle tested. I need to make sure that you're battle scarred. I need to make sure that when all hell breaks loose, that you know how to handle it, and that you'll stand up tall so that you can represent me. Is that possible? Absolutely. So with that being said, think about working with us. Think about the difference that you can make in your community, right? The difference that you can make in your community by just stepping out. Stepping out to do something that you've never done before. Because I can tell you, when I got into this business, when I left my job and started doing it full time in 2006, I had no idea of the person that I would become. You see, this journey in life is not about where you are right now. It's not about holding your head down based off of the experiences that you've had in your life, not playing the blame game, not being the victim, not being attached to people, places, and things. And when you let that go and just let God, let it go. So what he messed you over? So what she's not there? So what she said she'd be there from the beginning, or he said he'd be there from the beginning and he didn't come through? Well, that's not for him. It's for you to strengthen, to know the difference when something good comes in your life, that you can recognize it. Don't keep letting somebody pull you down from the past. That's something different. All right, I digress. Use real estate to set up a foundation in your community. Set up the structure of your company right. Let people know what you're doing. Put a press release out. Reach out to your editor of your local newspaper. Let them know what's going on. Start sending them out letters. Get a relationship with them. This life, your life, is determined by the relationships that you have with other people. That's why it's important, super, super important, for you to not be at the bottom of the economic platform. See, we can't help people in the manner that we're intended to help people from the bottom. Yeah, you can do a little bit. Yeah, you can. Somebody's short $20 here. You can let them borrow $20. You ain't gonna get it back anyway, right? That's just how it is at the bottom. You're not gonna get it back anyway. You can let somebody borrow a cup of sugar. Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, you can go pray for me. Yeah, that's cool too. But what if you loved yourself so much that you decided to go on a personal journey of personal development, to learn the laws of the universe, to strengthen you, to build up your courage, to build up your confidence, so that you don't have to depend on anybody else, that no man can hold you down, or no woman can hold you down. And that's one of the things about me. I'm going to just put this out there. I don't want anybody dependent on me. I don't want you to think that you can't win without me. I want you to know that you know that you know that I've given you, not fish, but I've given you all the equipment that I have. Here's the fishing pole, here's the fishing rod. Use this one in salt water, use this one in fresh water, use this one in the pond, use this one in the bathtub, use this one in the kitchen sink. So that you can feed your family for a lifetime. That's what I'm about. I don't care. You can take my information and do better than me. I'm great for you. I love it. I love it. But See, what you gotta understand, I'm gonna jump into the real estate with the raising of money. But what you gotta understand is that people at the bottom, yeah, they want to see you do okay. As long as you're not doing better than them. When you start to do better than them, and they just think, little inkling, this much inclination that you're about to do better, that you're about to leave, that you're about to rise up, that you're about to fly. As soon as they think that, oh man, they're going to take your weaknesses and they're going to remind you about your past and they're going to do the emotional dump on you. They're going to dump their negative energy on you so that you don't leave, so that you don't fly. They want to keep you as a black sheep. They don't want you to be a black lion. And inside of your heart and your brain and every soul fiber down to the white meat, down to the bone gristle, says that this truth is your truth. And it says, I don't want to be a black sheep no more. I want to be a black lion. I want to escape. I want to get up out of here. I don't want to be reliant on someone else. I want to be self-sufficient. I want to be self-reliant. But only when you start your own personal journey. Forget about religion. Forget about times and dates that you gotta be here. You gotta do something. You gotta put money in this. No. My experience, and not just mine, the people in my network, people that I call associates and friends, who I had to elevate to their level so that I could pick up on the frequencies that was on that level, because it's a different dimension. Am I making sense? You understand? Personal development is so important. And if you don't know what you don't know, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. You're probably already hurt because of the things that you don't know. Because of the things that you just take that somebody else says, like their story, and you just believe it about yourself. You just believe it about life. That's why I've put together this dream that I've had for years ago is back, and it's alive, and it's on steroids. It's reloaded. Pieces of a dream. Pieces of a dream. Look at it up there with me. You see it? You see it now being a conduit to getting where you need to go? Do you see it as help? Do you see it as a hand up? You see, when you're around people that are up, they're not thinking about pulling you down. They're not thinking about reminding you of your past. They're not thinking about making you think that you're insufficient and knowing that you're going to believe them because they know that their negative energy is stronger than your positive energy. And every time you try to get up, it's like the thermostat set to 68 degrees. As soon as you start to heat up, as soon as you start to listen to some messages, as soon as you start to get around the right people and you start living this and you start feeling it, they're going to turn your temperature back down, and that gauge is going to kick in, that thermostat's going to kick in, and it's going to drive you all the way back down to the people that you're associated with. And once again, Jennifer, you said it best. Are you sleeping with the enemy? You just might be sleeping with the enemy. You think it's love. When it's lust. When it's someone who doesn't support your dreams. Doesn't support you, and you make up every excuse in the world to stay there. When you do that, that's a sign of low self-esteem. And you say, no, it's not a sign of low self-esteem, Cecil. No, it's not a sign of low self-esteem, Jennifer. I see the cage, the trap. You're in the steel trap and you don't even know it. You're a prisoner of your own mind. Actually, Jennifer, me and you can do a personal development thing together. We're going to do that in the seminar. We're going to get up at top, do the Budweiser hot seat, put people on the hot seat that are making up excuses for their lives. You know what I'm saying? We're going to change the game. I'm telling you, we're going to change the game with these seminars. People want this. People want to be challenged. They want to be challenged by not the bull, but by the real deal. Good morning, Jake from State Farm. No, you're not from State Farm. That's not Jake from State Farm. Oh, hell no. What's up, bro? People want the real. That's why I have the real people around me. People who are action takers. People who I see their gifts so clearly. And I believe that when I help them, they help me. You guys don't even know, like, if you never got a chance to get into this group, and I know you didn't because there's only a dozen and a half people in there, to see what's going on back there, I'm telling you, you've never seen this before. You've never seen so much positivity in your life before on a consistent basis. Every single day, positive, uplifting, things to help you set your business up, things to set you free. I'm telling you, people are waking up and they're like Tony the Tiger, and it's great. Wouldn't you like to wake up like Tony the Tiger? Wouldn't you like to go from black sheep to black lion? Come on now. Oh, God, you just don't know the life that you're letting slip by your hands waiting for tomorrow. LaToya said it best. Today is forever. There is no tomorrow. Stop letting people sell you on this dream for tomorrow. Live your life today. Live your life out loud. Live your dream now. Oh my God, excuses be gone, excuses be gone, yes. The energy is contagious, yes. Because this is from when you go from believing, just believing is not enough. See, we need the steroids on there. We need the jet fuel. We need the rocket fuel. We need to go from just believing to knowing who we are. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. So, with that being said, what is this excitement all about? Well, it's an excitement of knowing. It's an excitement of knowing that I've written things out years ago and knowing that they're coming to pass, knowing that it is now, that it's today. I don't wait till tomorrow. Because the things that I do today will always determine my tomorrow. But if you're just looking for tomorrow, that means you don't have a plan for today. And if you don't have a plan for today, I can tell you what your tomorrow is going to look like. It's going to look like yesterday. It's going to look like yesterday. Good morning, Miguel. What's going on, JCG family, POD, Pizza Dream, Joe's Capital Group. Man, listen. I'm just led. Like 9 times out of 10, I don't write things down. And people say, well, why don't you write it down and memorize the script? I'm unscripted. Some people say that's no good, but it works for me. It works for me, and I'll jot down some ideas as they're coming in my head, but I can just look at an idea and then go off with like 30 different things that are around that idea. Well, that's not traditional. Well, I'm not traditional. I'm special. Yeah, I'm special. Yeah, I'm a king. Yeah, I'm a god. Yeah. And some people can't understand that. Oh, he said that he's God. He said he created. Man, y'all just don't have a clue. You don't have a clue to what the universal laws tell you. You don't have a clue. Even in the Bible, it says ye are gods too, but you don't believe it. You don't believe it. You're walking around as servants when you're a God. You're walking around as servants. Oh, Lord, I'm a servant of the Lord. But he didn't ask you to become a servant. He just said to live and walk in dominion. All right, back to the title. All right. Who else wants to raise money. So when we talk about going back to community, people say, real estate's not for me. I tried real estate. I don't want to be a landlord. Well, it's not about being a landlord. That's the lowest level possible of real estate. See, because real estate really does set you up for financial freedom. It sets you up for true wealth. It sets you up to do whatever you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, where you want to do it, when you know how to do it the right way. Now, the people who are with Jones Capital Group, they're going to know how to do it. They know how to do it the right way. They're learning how to do it the right way. And I'm laying it down. I'm the living live proof. I'm the living example that a kid can come from welfare, come from the projects, come from a victim of child abuse, emotionally scarred. Like, what's your excuse? There is none. There's no excuse for anyone. Pastor Chris over there, what's going on? Good to see you. There's no excuse. Like, I get so tired and I get frustrated and like you see, here's the thing. And this is what I love about like what I teach on personal development. I don't have to filter myself in a manner that a pastor would have to. You can't really say everything you want to say, but in my world, like I say what I say what I need to say. Thank you very much. Thank you. At the end of the day, I honestly believe that the church is a vital component to helping people who are struggling in communities. I really believe it. I don't believe with a lot of things that I see going on, it pisses me off. You guys know that. I don't switch up real. But there are people out there that really have a heart for people. They're pastors, ministers, bishops that really have a heart for people. But my goal, my assignment, what was prophesied to me 15 years ago, I'm looking at it come through now with the people that are in my circle and understanding now the prophecy. I know God spoke to me through this man. He said, what you have is not inside the church. It's not inside the four walls, but it's of God. And I didn't understand it back then. I'm like, well, what does that mean? But he said this, the Lord spoke through this man and said, but the church will come to you because of the financial blessing that's on your life. That's heavy. That's heavy. Man, honestly, I didn't think the reason that I know that my dream didn't manifest earlier was because I didn't have the faith inside of myself. See, the blessings that happen to us, they're measured off of our faith. I didn't get it back then. The reason that God couldn't work through me is because I didn't believe in myself. Somebody's got to catch this. Somebody's got to catch this. The reason that it took so long for me to get to where God intended for me to be, where the universe intended for me to be, is because of me. I didn't believe it. I couldn't figure it out. I was scared. And as soon as I tried one little thing and it didn't work, I quit. This is real. No one has to be broken. No one has to suffer. Yes, you have to believe in the God in you. And, it really let me tell you something. Can I be real with you? I'm gonna get off of them. We're gonna go back to how to set up the money for your community, how to get the income. But I just want to say this. For those of you who I shared my story with, I'm gonna tell you why I get angry at the stuff I see in church. As a little boy, the first woman that I'm supposed to fall in love with was my mother. And I can remember like being 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, the struggle, the pain, the lack, welfare, government cheese. I remember I was going to Southfield Village Community Center, Stamford, Connecticut. At the community center, waiting in lines with like 100 people in front of us, me and grandmother, waiting to get some eggs, waiting to get some cheese, waiting to get some milk. And I'm sitting there and the voice inside of me keeps like this is not who I am. So my grandmother loved God. Oh my God, and I love that woman to death. My mother loved God. But I watched her, as I watched many people do in the Christian faith, talk about it, but not be about it. So I would hear her, she made me just read the Bible over and over, and every day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, reading the Bible, but she's abusing me. Like abusing extension cords, closing my eyes, shut down. I had to be taken away from home. And this is hard for me to say because it's like, that's my mom's. But I watched her live a life that was totally opposite of what she believed. And I watched this woman who I love with all my heart not go after her dreams, settle for being on welfare, not working a job, working the system. And it just created something inside of me and it made me hate that. And like, that's not going to be me. I'm not going to talk about the goodness of the Lord and have nothing to show for it. So I started searching and I'm searching. And I'm like, I hear the voice leading me. And it led me to different places. It led me to Okinawa, Japan, where I got a message over there that I know it was God. It led me to Yuma, Arizona, where I got a message over there and I know it was God. And it just kept leading me to different places. And this is the pieces. This is the pieces of a dream, guys. This is it. And I just want to show people. That's why I put this group of people together. They're all over the United States now. They're scattered all over the United States, and all of them are black sheep. And now I've taken my failures of real estate. Remember, they tried to put me under the jail for something that I didn't do. And it's like, damn, if I didn't have any money, you wouldn't be talking to me right now. Because I'd be in prison with all of these other dudes who were innocent. Yes, Brother Chris, Pastor Chris, he was ordering my steps. But I didn't understand it, and this is what a lot of us go through. We have these men of God and women of God that, not everybody, I don't think everybody's bad. Trust me, everybody's not bad. It's like every real estate investor's not bad, every black person's not bad, every white person's not bad. I don't believe that. I'm way smarter than that. But when you come out and see our seminars and I really go into the full story of understanding how I went from one of the worst housing projects, bars on our windows, roaches, rats, everything. This is why when we went out to the house down in Columbus, like my soul like almost died. Like it was a flashback for me. It was a flashback of where I don't want to be. But if I didn't go through those things, I used to hate my mother, man. I used to hate the things that happened to me. But as I'm older and wiser now, like Solomon, right? As I'm older and wiser now, I understand not only how to package my gifts, I understand the power of meditation. I understand how to use the universal laws, the law of focus, the law of intention, the law of cause and effect, the law of compensation. I know how to use them now. in my job, in my message, because now, see, I had to go through this fire. I had to be swallowed by this whale. Because you see, a lot of times, like, people think things are the devil. But if I just believe all things work together for the good, I keep saying that. I always focus on the positive. I used to read these scriptures, so they would always pop up in my mind. Even when I was going to kill myself that night, I had the knife ready to pull it through my chest with the big bottle of E&J. And it's funny how God would use people that He used someone that I didn't even like, my ex mother-in-law, because I called home to tell my ex-wife, my wife at the time. I called home to tell her to tell my son that I love him. Because I was ready to go out. I was going to check out. Bridgeport, Connecticut, about to check out. She starts crying and hands the phone to her mother, who we don't get along. Period. She says, "Go ahead and kill yourself, you no good." See, she's not even supposed to be in my house. That's how it was back then, being real. We didn't like each other. She judged me from the days when I was drug dealing in the streets. But God just so happened to... God just so happened to have it that the lady that I despised at the time, more than anything else, was the woman who tells me, "Kill yourself, you no good." And I dropped the phone. I grabbed the biggest steak knife, whatever knife that we had. I was getting drunk that night so that I wouldn't feel the pain as I killed myself. And He used her to say those words to me that made me drop that knife, put down that bottle. I was over by the water. If anybody knows that area where Wonderland of Ice is in Bridgeport, Connecticut, I used to live on Hawthorne Street right over there. And I walked down the hill and killed myself that night. And I told God, "It's over. I'm sorry, it's over. I can't do this no more." He used my mother-in-law to say what she said to me. And without even realizing it, I said, "What?" All I could think of was, "Why are you in my house?" I dropped the knife, I dropped the bottle, and I was right down the street from my house, and I walked up the street. I walked up the street to kick her out. But somebody's got to catch this. If she wasn't there that night, this is how God uses everything. All things work together. All things come together. I got up to go curse her out and kick her out personally. But I forgot about killing myself. So when I'm talking, please don't ever think that I don't believe in God. I've heard people up here say, "Oh, you're the devil. This is sacrilegious." I just know some things that you haven't been privy to yet. And I've done some things that you haven't done yet. See, because we all are in different lanes, man. I can't be looking over at this person to see what they're doing and judging them and saying what I think that God has in their life, because that's a personal journey. And you can say, "Well, dude, you was wrong for saying that." But if I didn't say it to this lady, if I didn't speak those words, see, God knows everything. If I didn't speak those words, I would be dead about 10 years now, 12 years now, however long it was. So there's a process that we all have to go through. And this is why I just seek and I listen to the words, and I know the voice. I really know the voice of God. So I'm not going to do anything to ever jeopardize that again, because I've done some foolish things. And the people that really know me be like, dude, you need to write a book. You need to have a movie. Well, guess what I learned from Mr. Schwab? He taught me how to do the movies also. Just like he taught me how to do the apartment buildings. He taught me how to change my life around. Like that dude, right before, he died within a year. He had cancer. And he poured all of this into me. Billionaire, owner of the Orlando Magic, original owner. He was a big time real estate investor, bought apartment buildings. So the things that I'm doing, I didn't just pick this up off the ground and say, let me try this out. It's transference of wealth. It's thinking like a bank. And I actually have applied everything that I said, and it turned my life around, not just financially, spiritually, emotionally. I love myself. Oh, I love me some me. I don't have to worry about mama's love not being there. I don't have to worry about the ex-wife's love not being there. I don't have to worry about people not accepting me because I know who I am. I know who I am. And now I know, like, wow, I could have had this a long time ago, but I didn't go through the stuff with my mother. I didn't go through the stuff with the city when the lady saying I tried to rob her for money and we did it through an attorney's office, and I'm freaking out like, how can this be? How can this be me after I've built this? I've served my country. I've done all of these things. I'm like, wow, how could this happen to me? And I see, my ego was in the way. Some of y'all don't want to hear this. My ego was in the way. And God couldn't use me. He couldn't take me to the highest heights with my ego in the way. So these things that happened wasn't no devil. All things work together for the good. I had to crush the ego. I had to kill the ego in order so that I could connect directly and be in the presence of God, so that I could display the fruits of the Spirit. Come on, man. When you understand it, like when you really experience it, when I'm not going off of what grandma's testimony is, I'm not going off of what mama's testimony is, when it actually happens to you, when you actually discover that you have all the power inside of you, you have everything that you need, you have the full armor of God, you can do whatever you want, you can create your life, you are a co-creator of this universe, you, stop waiting on God. God is saying, I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you to get it. I've sent this person and you still didn't get it. I've sent this person and you still didn't get it. Every great man that I send, you kill him. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's like, dude, ladies, gentlemen, like, come on, you have it. You have all the power. You don't have to keep waiting. You just don't understand it. You have the keys to the kingdom. Yes, you do, but you don't know which one goes to the lock. You don't know which one, so you're dying in a lobby because you're just believing and you don't really know that you know that you know that you know. You don't really know this, that you know that it's God and He's giving you every single thing that you need. Everything, but you won't get around the right people. You keep hanging around haters. You don't do what He's telling you to do. And when He does tell you to do it, you don't understand the laws of the universe. So you don't understand by the simple fact that He's put the thought in your mind. That's the confirmation that you need to go forward to let all of your dreams come true. And you don't get this because you let fear go through, or you talk to somebody that's failed before and they said this won't work no more, and you believe them. And then when someone like me comes along and tells you how it really works and shows you the proof, shows you the house, shows you the money, shows you the faith, shows you everything that you need, you don't believe me. Oh, he's crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy like a fox. I'm crazy like a fox. I don't even know where that came from. Like I was supposed to talk about something else. This is why I don't write stuff down a lot of times. Because what I want to write down, Lord, here it goes. Lord, tell me what to do and I'll do it. Tell me what to say and I'll say. Tell me where to go and I'll go. That's my prayer every single day. That I believe that's why I don't write stuff down all the time. Because if I'm going to really let God use me, if I'm really a conduit, if I'm really going to lead people the way that He wants me to lead people, I got to have faith in His word. I got to understand what's going on. And
Coal has to go through the fire to be converted to diamonds. And so many people judge other people. But what you're doing when you judge them, which goes against the scripture, right? What you're doing when you judge someone is you're taking a snapshot of that person at that particular time when they're going through their trials and tribulation, and you're saying that's who they are for the rest of their life. But you don't understand that while they were going through things, they were in this cocoon like a little caterpillar, and God was just working on them and renewing their minds and giving them the faith and the strength and the courage that they need to go on, because quiet is kept. The very people that they're going to have to do battle with is the other people that say that they love the Lord and they say that they're Christians, but they're the first one that's going to judge you. They're the first ones who are going to talk about you. They're the first one to go pick up the phone and say, "Did you see this in the newspaper?" They're the first one that's going to carry the negativity. They're going to carry it on out in the name of Jesus. That's why I don't like this fake stuff, y'all. I can't. I don't resonate with it. It doesn't make sense to me. That's why I said, you know what? I'm going to let go of everything else and I'm going to focus on God. And He's going to break me down and He's going to build me back up and He's going to put the right people around that catch this. So that's why I just live life on my own terms, and I'm just so thankful and I have such a level of gratitude and I respect the real, and that's what I do. So, going to get the ushers and the elders to pass around the plates. Right? It's real though. Hey, back to the community. Wow. Somebody needed this. It's not for me anymore. It's for other people. I know my role as a leader. If you're looking to raise money in your organization, especially if you already have a nonprofit, well, what you have to do now is, number one, make sure, I know it's easy. I know that you can set up a nonprofit on the Secretary of State website, but a lot of times people don't finish it out, right? They don't go through and actually apply to the IRS because they think it's a tedious process. They think it takes too long. But I'm here to tell you now that the process has been shortened by the IRS. It doesn't take 6 months anymore to get it done. You can literally get yours set up in probably less than 30 days. I did mine in less than 30 days. All right. So I have my EIN number. I have that letter of eligibility that you're going to send out to your donors. Like I have all of that stuff. I have that. So what I do is, what I'm doing in my group, we got a private group in the back. You guys probably know that. You've seen me with Marcus. I just came back from Atlanta. I'm going back. We're setting up another office in Atlanta. Detroit, I have John. You'll see John with me tomorrow. He's flying in from Dallas, right? He's going to look at the landscape here because when I tell you this, if you're the wealth that I've never seen anything like in Detroit. So even now, like my little brother Jake's coming out here with me too, right? And I know that my family will eventually be out here too. So we're going to stack our money in Detroit. And then you can take your money back home to your community and do what you want to do, right? But get the money here while it's here. It's a gold mine out here. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 1800s, 1865, gold rush, people would leave Massachusetts and take their horse and buggy to go to California because that's where the gold was. Everybody throughout your Bible, throughout your Quran, throughout, anything that you're reading on, whatever the religion is, people got up and they moved. And even if you can't physically move right now at this time because you have other things going on, well, I'm here. We can do business. Marcus and I have done business and we never met each other until this past weekend. So you guys got to get out. Well, what if this person steals this? Well, that's your mind. That's you. That's the way you think because you would do that. Real people, positive people, people that understand the laws of the universe, that understand karma, that have been through some things, they're not thinking about that. You're thinking about that. And I understand when you understand the laws of the universe, when somebody speaks something out of your mouth, that's what's in your heart. So if you are thinking negative and this can't happen, well, I'm going to keep doing it with the people who don't think like that. I've hand-selected a team, and we closed on a 12-unit apartment building. This guy's got 15 units in the last 30 days under him. He's creating wealth. He's walking away from his job. He's going to do seminars with me. He's going to do consulting with me. He's going to do this, everything that I know he's going to do with me. And not just him, other members of our group also. Got some
some women. I got Mary here. I got Latonya here. I have Jennifer. I got some solid women too. My God, that I would bet everything on them over most men out there. Because they're going to make it happen. No excuses. Tell me what to do, and I'll do it. Make sure you're set up. Yeah, with me, it's like a roller coaster ride, right? It's like this energy, just transference of energy, and it's crazy, and I love it. I love it. Set up your nonprofit. Get it registered and everything. If you need help with that, call me. Let me know. 313-406-4284. That's my office number. The phone is right there, right? Well, it's one of the sub-office. Not Starbucks. That's the mobile office. Not the GM building. That's the main office. Not the Atlanta office. That's the main office in the Southeast. So as we just continuing to grow, like, who else could this be? It's not me. See, all this stuff is designed because I've already been to the bottom, and you guys, some of you guys know my story. But this is the ultimate story, see, because it wasn't a setup. It was a comeback. It was a comeback. I'm like LL Cool J. I'm like, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, right? Once you set up that LLC, you're gonna then go and apply to. There's another form that you got to apply with the IRS, and they'll actually help you through it. It's that packet 1023, right? 1023. And then once you get that confirmation, I now have databases of donors. I now have, I know where to get obviously, a lot of people know where to get the grants at. Not obviously, but people know where to get the grants at. Now, because then you become a community partner in your neighborhood, right? Wherever you're from, you go in and you find out how to become a community partner, which will allow you to come in and get first dibs on all of the real estate, all of the blighted properties. And the city will actually sell you. When you gotta know how to talk too, right? And you gotta say that, listen, I want this property for $1. See, I go in and I say, listen, this is what I want. This is what I'm here for. And I speak with such confidence. I'm not saying, well, can you do this? I heard somebody told me there's money sitting in the county. No. Listen, I'm here to get the excess proceeds money. I'm here to get the properties that you have. I need the database. I need these properties we want to pick up for $1 because this is the plan. See, now it's back at 2 and 2. Write it down and make it plain. This is the plan right here. This is the plan. We're going to do A, B, C, D. We want to give back to the community. We want to partner with the community. We want to set up a meeting with the mayor. We want to blah, 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 blah. We want to do all these things. And people look at you differently. They're like, whoa, where are you from? Where are you from? I'm not the city, but what world are you from? Guys, speaking of that, one of my mentors was Dr. Miles Monroe. Taught on kingdom citizenship. Kingdoms, understanding that you are royalty. Understanding that you are heirs and joint heirs. Understanding that you are co-creators in this world. So you sit down to the table like you belong there because you're royalty. And some people, oh, he's arrogant. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. No, you've never seen a black man who's come from the hood, who's been through the fire, and who's fully confident and knows that he's backing him. And he knows that whatever he says that he's going to do because he's going to ensure it. He's going to brag and he's going to boast on the name of his manufacturer. And you're going to know that it's him that sent me because of the works. All right? So for those that don't get it, that's cool. For those that get it, let's go. That's how it is. So, if you'd like to be a part of what we're doing, I'm setting up chapters in every single city that I have people inside of our organization. We raise private money. I show you how to do the whole private money fund. When I first got into this game, I learned how to do this, and I raised $2.4 million in a weekend. That's what helped me go and start doing the deals because it's all about having the private money. Guys, we cannot, as leaders, listen to me. You have starters and you have finishers. And you have to let your flock know that, listen, I know that, don't get mad. Don't get jealous when these finishers come through because these finishers are going to want to help us take it. They're going to be like Tom Brady. They're going to help take us to the finish line. All right. They're going to help complete this comeback. But this is all in the name of God. It's not in the name of me. This is the universe coming together, working with me, through him, through us, because we're all conduits. I can't do it by myself. I've taken you far as I can take you on my own. Now we're calling in the cavalry. Now we got the backup coming in. Now we got some black lions coming in.
And I open and I welcome, I'd love to come out and teach, in your organization, in your nonprofit, help build your community up, help give confidence. A lot of times, even in the church world, we have a lot of guys that have been in and out of jail and, they don't come to God until they've actually been through something. Maybe it seems like there's nothing else to do, but in the back, even though they're getting that great word inside of the ministry, when they come out, reality kicks back in. Reality says, well, you're an ex-con, you're a felon, you can't get a job. And a lot of these guys can't get a job and they're so gifted and talented, but it's because they're not supposed to have a job. They're supposed to be a business owner. They're supposed to give back. They're supposed to teach the other young men how to do this. They're supposed to show them signs of success so that other young men and women can see this and strive to be that way also. So, my team has a meeting tonight, 8:30. We have our meeting. And we're just going to keep doing this. We're going to keep getting stronger and stronger. If you're interested in donating to the project down in Columbus, South Georgia, we will actually, I'll have a page up later on for that. You are donating to a real nonprofit. If you're anywhere, you know anybody that has a burnt down property, I'd like to talk to you. Maybe you could donate it to us and I can give you a write-off on it for the full value of that property, right? Because you've already gotten paid by the insurance company, right? We know how the game goes, right? This can be done in every single community around the country. And as you're empowering people, they're going to come to you. They're going to gravitate to you. This is why you see my proteges and partners actually doing videos on YouTube, because they're building their body of work, because I'm setting them up to be leaders. They're already leaders, just setting them up for the world to know it now, right? Just the world needs to see, we're already leaders, we're already creators, we're already royalty. The world just has to know it, and there's a certain formula that you have to do to package this. So, with that being said, guys, my mouth is getting dry. My stomach is growling. You know I love Shark Tank. Mark Cuban, Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Wonderful, like, you're dead to me. How can I make money off of that? I want the royalties. I don't care what you sell, Mr. Wonderful, right? So, listen, if you want to reach out to me, if you feel like this is something that you should be a part of, this whole movement is called Pieces of a Dream. It's a corporation, Pieces of a Dream Corporation, because everybody has a dream. Everybody has something that they had in their heart of hearts that God put inside of them. It's called an assignment. It's called your purpose. And, we all represent a piece, and you got to understand, and I understand that I can't do it all by myself. I understand that God works through people. I understand that it may not come the way I thought it was going to come. I understand there may be some dude who goes off on tangents, but he keeps his word and he does what he says and he stands up for what he believes in. And even if he has to go against the grain, he's going to do it, and he's going to listen to that voice, because his prayer is, Lord, tell me what to do and I'll do it. Tell me what to say and I'll say it. Tell me where to go and I'll go there. And I have the confidence now because I've been through some things. And a lot of you say, well, this happened and this happened. Well, would you want somebody who, when all hell breaks loose, when things are about to go down, they don't know what to do, they run, they hide, they jump back? Come on, you want somebody that's got your back. You want somebody that's on your side. At least I did. I come from the streets. Well, this is what the streets taught me. These are the rules of the street. Not regular street, because the streets, they'll snitch on you. I'm talking about some real-time mafia laws. I'm talking about, listen, you bring that person in, and if they not good, man, whack them. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta step up. You gotta hold your weight. If I put you in a position, don't just stand there looking around, waiting for somebody to do something else. Get up! Get up, because I think you're a leader. I know that you're a leader. You just don't know yet because you haven't been through some things and you're afraid to make a mistake. But I'm telling you, if you don't make no mistakes, then I can't deal with you, because I don't want a perfect person or somebody that thinks they're a perfect person. So, with that being said, guys, if you do need some assistance, once again, I'll put the number right up here, right now. I'm talking. Alright, so that's the number right here. I'm not here all the time. If I don't answer, leave a message and I will get back to you. If you're looking to take your organization from here to here, to there, You know, we can do this by using real estate as a conduit to get to wherever you want to get to, using consulting. A lot of people, a lot of you leaders out there, you just talk and you give your stuff away for free all the time, but you need to have a consulting business also, especially if you're somebody that other people look up to. You need to know how to package it, right? You need to know how to turn your passion into profit. And one of my gifts is I can sit down and talk to anybody for 5 minutes, and I can get right to the core, and I can pull it out, and I can show you how to take your passion, and I can show you how to turn it to profits. That's what I do. Been doing it all my life. Just didn't recognize what my talent was. So now that's why when I talk, most of the time I'm getting paid, right? You see my thing on my Facebook page, I get paid to talk. And I think a lot of sometimes people on here, I don't even know who he is, or you're just talking, but people pay me big money to talk because I take action. And at the end of the day, people want to see results. People are tired of the flim flam, no fluff, no magic beans, and no smoke screens over here, no lies and no alibis. Listen, if I mess up, I'm going to tell you I mess up. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to mess up. Because I make more mistakes in one day than some people make in a lifetime, because they're afraid to go for greatness. And when you're reaching for your greatness, you got to understand that you're going to fail.